Radio 99.3 FM. And Mina, your host, Mulku Suleiman Bangora. As you know, I always they talk this. We designed this show for really help young people, for coach the next generation. We designed this show for bring information to young people, information where they will use for make life changing decisions, information where they will use for further than life, information where they will use, information where you in the past it be asked for come by. We designed the show say no. I mean, let us just, break all those barriers. Let us just crash the gate and make all the information that available. We provide information about scholarships, information about fellowships, information about mental health, information about drugs, information about everything, marriages, relationship, information about, the economy, information about career pathway, what's the right career path for choose, information about opportunities, out there for young people. And we don't talk about a lot of stuff. Just last week, we get two guests that will talk about we now two men them from their own perspective, then share their struggles in our university, what they go through, how then they navigate the four walls of a university, the financial challenges, and the expectations in the mental health. And the previous Tuesday we handled that same topic there with women. These are some of the topics that we the show that they go into. Aki always says with social problem bigger than with political challenges. If we're able to handle all some of those social problems there, so trust me, we will handle the political challenges there. And so now that's make this show therefore open up all those conversations you're working on the puts na the corner and put na the shelf. Thank you for being a part of the the show. And just know so you can be a part of the show. You can send me text message on 079 and if you get a question, you can ask a question. And if you get a comment also, you can comment. And also we just on kind live on Facebook as well. You can join me and watch me on Facebook live. If you get a comment, any question, you can be a part of them. I will try to go TikTok live also. You can join me TikTok live at Mulku. Bangura, you go join me if you can. So thank you so much for always being a part of the show. Thank you for supporting the show. And today I get an amazing guest. I get a very, very, I don't know if I call this guest, he's an intellectual, but also, a renowned journalist with very sound, with very he knows his stuff. He done the practice journalism for years now, for more than a decade. And he understands the issues, he understands the critical issues driving national development. He also understands the threats, the things that we can put this country into a chokehold no want for let go to. He understands the ins and outs, the legislation, the executive. He understands every spheres of this of how to run the government, and he's a familiar voice. I mean, somebody we don't hear, somebody we always listen to. If you listen to Epic Radio or any other radio out there, or TV station out there, but when I come back, I'll kind of tell you some. Today we'll talk about the topic, and the topic what they can talk about now the 1991 Civil War. We realize a lot of young people are not savvy, but they don't understand, how the war started, what caused the war, and the level of devastation, the level of destruction, and what in this war caused, and they don't understand, even how the war end. If you ask someone how the war end, they don't understand. And is it our fault? We will be there, we get small sense, or we papa in fault, we then we get control over it. Is it or their fault? What are fault we make? There's this gap don't cause a lot of how to call them ignorance. If I can put it that way. Sorry for use that language there. But just yesterday, yesterday was the 23rd of March, 2026. Yesterday yesterday was the 35th year anniversary when he shoots the first gunshot at Bomago town. A lot of people remember. In fact, we just forget. We just pretend like it's a normal day, and we live and we sleep. And today, don't be the 24th. What is happening to our history? What is happening? We don't forget all of a sudden about the war. We don't push them aside. Are we seeing the signs say we are plunging into that kind of situation again? Well, we can expand all of this conversation. Not big conversation, though. But I get a special guest. When I come, I go introduce them, and then we go deep. We delve deeply into the topic, and we go talk about all these things. Stay tuned.
See, I like how they buy now. Turn up, cause me, I let it turn down. I let it run down. I'm looking forward to a brighter future. I'm moving ahead. I never stop for nothing. I'm looking forward to a brighter future. I'm moving ahead. I never stop for nothing. For this one where we there, people go come inside you life. Some go come for stay, and some go come and go. The reason why someone go stay, now only God know. The reason why someone go. Now God himself know. Me brother, me I don't go regret. If you decide for go, it's happened for a reason. Now only God to know what you get for no say. It's never the end, cause the downfall of a man, no, not to the end of his life. And then they give up.
Yes, welcome back again to another episode of your favorite talk show. If you just joined me, my name is Mulko Sulaiman Bangora, and today I get an amazing guest. I get a great personality, somebody who is known to be a no holds barred journalist. He doesn't hold back. He speaks the truth. He speaks truth to power, and a familiar voice. But I'm also my listeners and my audience. They not sabi you much. Today I get Melvin Tejan Mansaray.
Family, I want to say good evening, and to my host, I want to say I appreciate for the very first time on the show. I just can't imagine when was the last time I did an epic radio on net, but it good because of course if you self can take time for be part of the Brutally Frank show,
Absolutely.
you deliver so much for my audience. I think I owe 'em also tonight, and I hope I'm not going to disappoint you and your audience when it comes to this no holds bar conversation. And you mentioned a new phrase, we don't be reviewed. You say speak truth to power.
Yeah.
If you listen to people like Al Green, it don't amplify that phrase there. It's no longer it's not they speak truth to power, but they speak truth about power. So it's a new notion, and maybe until we get time, speaking truth to power is just like you tell power say this is the problem, but speaking truth about power is power, you are the problem. And Al Green, I think I like him. He's an inspiration also. But yes, I think we also will speak truths about national issues, not just to power, because it goes beyond power. Because you say sovereignty belongs to the people, and we are the people, so we should constitute the power also.
I agree. Thank you so much. Okay, let me start this conversation this way. So, yesterday, as I started the introduction, it was the 23rd of March, and it was quiet, just like a normal day. People wake up, go about their business, and then at night went home. We know ain't nothing, right? But on this same day, 1991, the first shot was fired at Bumau Town, Upper Bambara Chiefdom, Nakailaon District. We mark the beginning of 11 years of brutal civil war. And for some reason, I don't feel like we remember that day. And so what I do, I decided, okay, I just tease the people in small. I just ask the Gen Z specifically no more. What do you know about the war? Because I'm not going to ask, say, what do you remember about 23rd of March? I just ask, what do you know about the civil war? And the responses were, I will play some, but as expected, and then some were very funny, and some responses only talk about that January 6, 1999, specifically some member. But they're not member, before January 6, 1999. And so for me, became an issue. I'm like, we're failing. The age gap, yes, but I think we're also failing for, bring them up to speed, make them understand really why we get to Usa, we get to so. So I just want to go like straight, to the topic from your own experience and from your perspective. I will start off. I know I give you, questions
sure,
to look through. But which thing you take about the 1991 war?
Firstly, I will begin for surprise. You say the 1991 war is a creature of previous wars fought before even independence, one of which got to do with the hot tax war. And again, for the history there is, before we begin fight internal or Sierra Leonean wars, Sierra Leoneans been on grapple with colonialism, and colonialism creates a lot of division and discrimination.
Yeah.
We, before 1991, already we don't create an atmosphere of division and tension and readiness for war. If you look at the Otax War, for example, in 1896, it was basically between the colonialists and the indigenes.
Yes.
Over what? Over land, over resources, basically over resources, money for people's own land. So before we come to 1991, people already don't get that sense of the colonialist versus the indigene. So that pre-program the ordinary Sierra Leonean mind in my reading of history, not for be shy away from wars. And if you read through history, you will find out that in Sierra Leone, the Otax one and history captured, but we don't get clan wars.
Of course.
I mean, of course, history tell about the Mani invasion, talk about the different empire conquest and all that. So you move forward. That is the prehistoric background of wars. Important for country the contemporary, because by the time we reach for can get independence, these prehistoric predispositions or discrimination or distinctions between the protectorate, or let's say a certain tribe over a certain tribe, where the British really say they're more obedient, or a certain religion. So there was already a sense of us versus them. So fast forward, we come into the quest for independence, according to history, wherein we see the first biggest political disagreement, in my estimation, which is, firstly, Shaka Stevens believed that we should have gone into an election before independence, because he believed that Milton Magai was going to use that as a political goal scored. So they disagreed. And for the young generation, what they never understand, this APC versus SLPP Sonko where it begins it begins from inside SLPP. Shaka Stevens was a founding member of the SLPP. But after the colonialists, and we'll go back to the colonial history of wars, they don't come now and say, okay, well, let's go for independence. Now Shaki said, no, let me settle the house first. Then we see the first big disagreement where Shaki break away from the SLPP and go form the All People's Congress. Important, because you ever can see the role where the APC play and contributes to the war, where we can end up for talk about in recent time.
I like the fact that you picked this apart, because history, they kind of like conveniently pick waiting they want for speak to. But if you explain so, when you come post independence, you can tell that every decision these political parties made get towards solidifying their position and proving the point against the other party, where so hatred is, so division is, so deep polarization is so waiting end up and lead to the war. Sorry for cutting, but for just
and just in addendum to that, one of the contributing loopholes as to how the country managed for degenerating to this political toxicity. Now the death of Sir Milton Magai. He was not able to rule for his full term, and I think he ruled for 3 years. And after which he died under. I will encourage young generation do your independent analysis, because you get a lot of dense conspiracy theory.
Allegedly.
So if you're a young person with appetite for understanding and education, do your independent research, because there are a lot of narrations around this. But you see, after the death of Sir Milton Magai, where many people under which historical fact shows that Sierra Leone made a boom, and the figures Sierra Leone was a thriving, used to be known as the Athens.
Yes, of course.
I got like some people like you say Athens. They are not to anthems, not to ANTHEMS. Now Athens, ATHENS, and Athens is in Greece, in modern day Greece. So not to anthems. So those days were booming and glorious. But we see when Albert Magai came, this now person where if you read the books and you say he was not only a good lawyer, he was so good that in one is in room, the guy is sat in time for the room, he writes a whole law. He attempts for introduce waiting, Sheikh Stevens kind of for introduce the one-party system.
Exactly.
So Albert Magai could not succeed for reasons known. By the time we don't begin get electoral confusions and electoral tensions. If you read the history of elections in the 60s and 70s, they were very nasty. They were nasty because like then, like now, both APC and SLPP always get this constrictive politics of if it's not us, it cannot be them.
Exactly.
So you go back to history. All of these are important so you can know how they work kind of for me. So you get Sir Albert Magai failed, and there was this election in 67. Sheikh Stevens ended up for emerge. And when Sheikh Stevens emerged, there we get historic accounts of several attempts for pull on a power. Then for contemporary history today, we will always be suspicious about the role of the military in governance. So when you read politicians, they play politics around the military. It's not something that is funny if you're a young man. Go read history. So we find out for say, all right, there was many attempts. So when Sheikh Stevens came, he said, oh, well, this, I can't see the water. And he ruled for 17 years. And in those 17 years, history can tell you, because it gets a mistrust in the military. In fact, history tell you that Shekina, the first person wake out with Guineans, never can protect them because of get so much trust.
Exactly. Well, don't forget say the reason why he ruled for 17 years. Don't make it clear to me.
No, I'm coming there. I'm coming to the one party.
Okay.
The one party element is quite important because now under the one party we get the biggest justification for the war. That because under one party there was corruption, kleptocracy, in which Sheikh Stevens was allegedly amassed over $500 million according to some academic sources.
At the value at the time.
Yes, because he had cronies in the mining sector. He had the Jamil and others.
Basically, they say don't sell the country to.
Exactly. So you end up see after at the end of the reign of Sheikh Stevens, the economy don't go into a free fall. The security, the military be the lost morale. You get a lot of student strikes. You get a lot of health worker strikes, labor worker strikes. The country was already in the mood, very prepared.
The dissenting views don't become louder.
Sheikh Stevens was so much an authoritarian person, according to the books. He had his own private SO2 militia, known as the ISU. You the co or you know the co? I mean, these are very important because them tell you about this they give you a picture of how dictatorship and autocracy and it end up for gravitate to military rule end up for be. So Sheikh Stevens end up for die and Uda end up for come. Joseph Saidu Momo.
And how he picking successor, it was based on fear.
Of course.
Because lack of trust.
In vice president and ethno-regional divide.
Exactly.
And the politics will be don't so get divided. And mind you, for the Sanko and his guys in the 80s, you will get three of them. Abu Kanu, another one is a Mansaray guy. Where we don't go to Libya for go do training under Muammar Gaddafi.
And don't forget say Folis Sanko be joined the force.
Of course, he was a military man.
Yes, he was a military man. Be corporal at the time.
Yeah, but he was jailed for 7 years because they say he failed for report an attempted coup against the administration by then. So he spent 7 years in jail. But when he come out of jail back, records show we say he travel go Libya. Usa go meet up with Abu Kanu and another guy Satin Mansaray. Where now they then begin develop the RUF manifesto. Fast forward, then come and encounter people like Charles Taylor.
Yes.
We play if you need to read a lot about the Charles Taylor.
But a lot of forgetting that from Libya, actually. There are records where should say, Gaddafi, hand be the, as part of like one of the mentors
of course.
Corporal for this called Blaise Compaoré.
Yeah, of course. Burkina Faso.
The whole way play. Because now they all encounter say, okay, una really, this is not working for you guys. So what we can do is we can support you, on our cause. And this is how, this was all what was happening. And guess what? All of this was happening. The people of Sierra Leone, then the inside, the cow team be tough. People they made to line for food. Of course, development was very slow. Lights not be there. All side people be are suffering. Things can be hard for people, and people were looking for a change. And when Sheki died, for make things worse, not even say, okay, let's return back, let's return this country into democracy. Let's give back the people and the power. He decide for single-handedly choose, the late President Momo. Out of fear. Yeah. Yes.
So I mean, two things. So many things come out from you addendum. Yeah. But firstly, that's aspect of Charles Taylor, Blaise Compaoré, Gaddafi speaks to the history of foreign influence in the war. So if I'm a lecturer, if I'm giving a student a topic, that is history. Yeah. Put it in contemporary time. That is one aspect. Yeah. But again, you mentioned the latter part of the conversation as to
choosing a
successor. Yeah. Basically, the history there is that is after Mina you or how we call her after yes talking about the element of political patronage.
Yes.
Brabo business.
Yeah.
Political monarchy, if I'll put it. Yeah. Or well, can we call it them oligarchy because they do business and
you go put them so.
Exactly. So you put them in that form. So Shaka Stephen in fear of would say one for be protected. Yeah. Choose Joseph Saidu Momo. Two things where the young generation will know about Joseph Saidu Momo is the president where say education is a privilege, not a right. But on the good side is the president will bring Salon to a review with where ushered Sierra Leone with the 1991 constitution.
Yes.
Of course, something to climb it all to just crown it all up is that he is also the only president on record. We don't say he don't fail the people.
Exactly.
So you need to do a lot of reasoning about him and say whose history will put him. But
exactly.
I think we will not examine much more about whose history will put Joseph Saidu Momo in kind. No. But of course, there were other personalities playing around by then. But we see clearly, just because of that, the military was under ill-equipped. Not resourced. Corruption was rife. Institutions were collapsing. And if you can read the TRC report, it tells you all of those institutional collapses culminated into what we had into the firing of the first shot. So once we know the causes then there, and I want to urge the young generation, go read the TRC reports and read all the journals them about the war in Sierra Leone for let you be informed. Now, like what do you do as a young person? When you read the history of the war, you ask yourself as youth man, you ask yourself the first question. Now this guy whole youth man and play on the war. If you look at the atrocities caused by young people, influenced by old people, giving them, let me call this push the proliferates today, no surprise, because those things were, how can I call them, facilities of the war, privileges, the way you give person provision, that they give them as moral booster. And it cuts across, go and read the TRC report, from the RUF to the CDF and to the SLA.
Even the Camajos?
And CDF, these are the civil defense forces. They are so you see, say, if you look at 20, 30 years down the line, well, any guy, we not to the all die. Some of them don't want picking and some of them picking and they blood then they carry. And if society now do much more for raise awareness, and this you ask the question also now you prelude as to who is to be blamed. I think everybody is to be blamed. First the states
with the candy. At the candy. Well, let me just talk a little bit about the effect of the destruction, of the war. I remember I go Wakana Koindu. Say you get Koindu City and then you get Koindu for Unawenono. So Koindu actually they na Kisiteng chiefdom na Kailao. Koindu used to be the city, the market center, where it used to be like a hub, like a sub-regional hub for huge markets. Usai na be market, big market. Usai people from Liberia, people from Guinea, people from Ivory Coast. We they come buy market. Everybody we they can congregate there for buy market. Business was booming. This was one of the places that where they really generate serious revenue for Sierra Leone. Koindu was one of the most developed places in this country at the time. The wealth will be there under cannot. I don't think if you compare Koindu and Freetown by then in terms of their houses, Koindu get their own. I go there, I go work at Koindu. Melvin, I go Koindu, I go to the market, outside the market day, I team up there, I watch the beauty of that place. What I on me, when I go na the community itself, when you look at the hostel, where you see the hostel still born. You look at you see the frame. Say there also are be expensive houses in the world. So say that why then they far ahead of their time because of the place be economically viable. Then they get their own dam, they get their own water sources, then they get their own small mini grid where they get their own lights for themselves. They get street lights. Business. The place be wealthy now. Wealthy people in the under. And then guess what? When the war broke out in 1991, that was one of the first places where they gave them target. Then destroy all of that. Then burn all the houses. Then when you go there, you will see 30 days. They get some of the frames in there. You will see the bond structures. We lost all of those economic hubs. That's how we begin lost. That's how the destruction begin take hold on Sierra Leone. And then when you look at what you talk, you make something very important. One is for really hammer home. We young people them, the big one them, the one that we look up to. Put we in a position so much that we need them, right? Then deprive we and deny we of some of these things that we supposed forget as citizens, as individuals, to the point Usai, when they come meet you now, you don't say they don't deprive you of opportunities. You don't get money. You don't say being at this kind of corner. I'm cornered. Anything they can offer you, you they take.
Angry man no get choice.
No get choice. And that's how they recruited young people. Now young people in fed this war against you. Now young people that then go old gone, they recruit them. And guess what? Do you know for some people still rebel now like a myth? They're not because they didn't see a rebel. They don't ever understand say rebel are just like a human being, a mortal man. We had those stories where they say, rebel, you get tail. They say get tail because to some people it was a myth. They're not saying that me and you, but somebody made a choice. They decided that I'm going to fight this war, but also I'm going to be in the bushes and I go for the hunt people and listen to kill, and it's devastating because I want to go to that question, but I don't go there yet. But I want to hear from you. What was your own, regurgitation of the war? Like, what do you see? How did destruction be like from your own perspective?
Firstly, the best place na Salon where they go, then send where they in class 2, class 3, class 4 na St. Anthony School na Sierra Leone. Because by virtue of me matrilineal line are connected with the Sifoy and the Masubas of that great place. So I used to remember where I dey go na Rootile, Muluku. I never return back. So it's like you do while they go holiday. Then we used to get this boss here, this famous boss.
Tata?
Not a Tata. It was like this dog-faced boss that everybody used to go. Okay. Why they go Rootile? I they tell you, I they hide me footwear them. For begin. Well, then say the so return back. So fast forward when the war start, then SLBS been there.
Yes.
We'll begin for see. Then they rare for you see images of the war. So the first images that will begin emerge of the war now from Kono.
Yes, exactly.
From Kono, because by the time by Kailan there were not much access to the reportage. So you not get that kind.
Yes.
But when it reach Kono, but I tell you by the time it reach the south. Particularly places like Sierra Leone, where that be mineral hub. Maybe they call Sierra Leone in my imagination and a foreign land. By virtue of that, they remember Mobimbi.
Yes.
Remember Mokanji. You see You see industry.
Yeah.
You see institutions. You see
factories,
reality.
Yes,
Where
industrialization.
I see the images by then SLBS of Sierra Root Tile. I remember I asked one of my cousin. I said, "Na Root Tile lande." I said, "No, that's also how they go." So that was the first shocking one from a distance.
Yeah.
Then like picky maybe they go some side and they like go some angle to take about NDMC then and they. I mean, Root Tile me know about. Then the way the mining sector was booming.
Yeah.
So fast forward, we kind of Freetown. Indeed, in Freetown, many people will not be able to take the rebel war that kind of seriously because and as unfortunately, generational change still not change that perception. Many people have said the suffering of people in our upline and not get beer in Freetown.
Exactly.
Or waiting happen in Freetown, not get beer in upline. And the young generation who left that style.
Yep.
Who ready for say me my graduate, I'm go work na Bo, I'm go work na Kenema, I'm go work na. Why? Because when you travel, you go see the difference and the similarities of what make we
call out here. We'll go answer this call, but just hold on. We'll go or break, then you go call back, please.
What to make we Sierra Leone. So what do what kind of Freetown? Of course, there are my mama gets property, the family property na Ben Street. During the war, the first glaring one-on-one experience. Now, Usabi they go collect women done. Also, rent to my mama for car left. That's in the same song.
Yeah.
Where I see how the place burned to ashes.
Wow.
Imagine outside they go take us rent. Now they mama they can pull for do other 1-2 things. Now they know say you say forget you. It burned to ashes. I see how that devastates the family and how they try for bounce back. It was not an easy effort, but they try for bounce back. But it take other families a long time for bounce back. If you go look at that, that's in the UAE and Ben Street, Patton Street. You know what's how to talk. You know, houses were burnt. Some then still you see sign of this and not really get in kind of face where you forget. But indeed, changes don't be that day and day. So that's not be an experience where I'm not gonna forget when it comes to the physical, personal experience of the war. Then fast forward to the revolution, the revo.
This now at 97 now, 98 now, 99.
After the 95, 96, 97, now I'm experienced. The first one. I always remember the fights for the restoration of democracy.
Yeah, well, let we take let we progress and let people understand, especially the one we don't understand. During 1991, just like I say, when the war actually hit Kono, now in 90 thing go public, everybody they started paying attention to it, and at the time, the Corporal Fode Sanko. What he can tell people, he say the fight for liberate the people of Sierra Leone. He say the fight for restore at least democracy, and then he wants
fight out corruption.
Exactly, fight corruption.
He wrote it in the RF in his own handwriting. The RF manifesto. And one thing for clarify, people let me say Fode Sanko na one illiterate news.
Exactly.
Go and read again about Fode Sanko.
Exactly.
It was not an illiterate. That's all I will tell you.
A lot of people demonize Fode Sanko. They look and say he's a demon.
Which brings us to the issue of whether the war was senseless or not.
Exactly.
Because many people talk like, the war was senseless, and it gives an impression of people like Fode Sanko and in courts. Something got surprise Fambulem.
You have to understand, first of all, how intelligent this man was. Because for like able to recruit somebody and let the person actually buying idea and buying vision and buying ideology and join and be part of them, you have to be intelligent.
Some records that were read, the man in fact get breaches training.
You have to.
According to some records.
Yeah, you have to.
That he was trained not to only many people visit Libya, and some people say he get advanced training.
Yes.
And if you can look at it, enroll as a military photographer, Mrs. I got it wrong. Now, after I do a lot of other cross-referencing, I can't realize. And tell me, kids, that the Fode Sanko way people will be the paint, as one kind of senseless bushman,
just pick up gun and start killing.
Does not add up to the narration.
He had a manifesto. That's
the man writes in one of his writings about the RF manifesto as to the reasons of the war, but he never. You not keep up. But like every revolution are the same thing. Yes. So if you say the war in Sierra Leone was senseless,
you are making a mistake.
You are making a mistake because you go and look at the TRC report. It contradicts that.
And And the problem with that narrative, they, once you say he's senseless, then you actually know they really try to understand the
Because
mindset of...
if you're saying it's causeless, that means you're not get caused.
Exactly.
It was not causing.
Exactly. And it was not a senseless war.
It was not, because if you ask yourself the modern war today, why if you say I am Israel or America they bomb civilian facilities, can you call that sense?
Yeah.
It's nonsense in moral sense, but in war tactics, that's why people should always avert. It better for let you consolidate peace than you go
feel the war.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that's what we see. Yeah. But I mean, it's very, very clear that on that subject, particularly you mentioned something about the intellectual nature of the war.
Yeah.
I did a research, if you allow me, for the Sanko in 3 Monday,
Sure.
where he hook up with for let them do this war. You go surprise. One of them be a founding member, one of a respected university fraternity. I don't know.
I
don't know if I can talk, but it speaks to the relationship between academics,
of course,
and the war.
Of course,
you know.
Of course.
I know I call other names. Some of my with flag bear and some big party. But who have for history back?
Of course.
Go and read and find out who are some of these people.
I mean, we are talking about Omegoli. I mean, we he has never backed down or waiting that. But this man is he's an educated man. He's an educated and academic, right? And then if you ask, you go pause for a wonder, say how this man, is standing by the side of, people like, Corporal Fodesanko. But if you ask her at the time, he had his agenda. He believed in the money ideology. He believed in the money vision. He believed in the man in dream. And he was not a stupid person. No. He's a very intelligent man. I mean, not a secret. We all know his name is all over the whole place. So not a secret. But it comes back to what we try to say, that when you look at the war at large and the destruction it caused, if you between 1991 now, 1992 NPRC took over power. And when NPRC took over power, NPRC said, okay, you know what, team? Let's try for fight the war. The attempt for fight the war, it don't work, right? The attempt for go man to man, it don't work. And what happened at the end of the day? Then come, they say, okay, let's negotiate. Let's come to the table. And then that's how we get into internal battles. We all know the story. If you go in this history, you go know what happened now within the NPRC itself. And then they get into internal battles. And then it will continue afterwards. Okay? We see it continue now 95, 96, 97. And then we go into 96. Finally, we get an election. Pakabaka na power. And once Pakabaka na power, Pakaba said, let me come to the table. And then they started organizing these peace accords. 2, 3 peace accords. At the end of the day, we had one. They say, okay, well, now all Sidom for this accord came from the bush, and he amended them, come, Sidom, signed the peace accord. Signed that peace accord. And then what happens next? We come to a power sharing agreement, right? Say, for this uncle, it will be, a leader, whilst Pakabase will be a leader.
By default, vice president.
By default, yes, by vice president. Yeah. And then what happened after? The rebel now come on a bush. Then can now a city, then can join, they can integrate with the army. When I cause one of the biggest destruction of this country. Because let not forget that if I let people understand its progression. Sure. Say when the rebel come on a bush now, when they can join, integrate with the army, then call the army now People's Army. Yeah. Instead of the Sierra Leone, not to be Axlaf at the time, I mean just Sierra Leone Army. Yeah. They can join and say the People's Army, where they get all that integration there. So now a difficult to identify who was a rebel and who was not. But you get a lot, like a bunch of them will still be loyal to Fodesanko, will still be loyal, to the regime at the time. I know I don't miss Johnny Paul in 1998. I mean, we are still around the time.
We're still around the time. There is a significance to that when it comes to the history of the war, because Fodesanko, all in Majiji, we didn't get power. It shows that one thing for takeaway, there are certain people that you cannot change, even if you give them all what they want. Yeah. That is one. But two, with Fodesanko, we come for realize, I think it was in 97 or 98, when there was this match when 90 people were killed. Yeah. That was the end of Fodesanko's. That was the downfall of Fodesanko. Wherein people marched to his house. Some people died. But at the end of the day, That was the end of Folie Sankoh.
Yeah, it was the end
so
of it. Yeah.
it shows that in as much as Folie Sankoh might have been ideologically powerful or connected, but when the people resolve, say Folie Sankoh, we don't can give all to forgive you.
You steal, you steal.
You see, but when they steal, they go and kidnap man, then they still do looting and all that. Enough is enough. Then the people marched. And how we see in fast forward. But I mean, Molko, you raised something about the economic cost of the war.
Yeah.
I think it's documented in several other sources. Yeah. And I will encourage other than the watch and listen that according to sources, the civil war in Sierra Leone caused an estimated 15 billion United States dollar damages, destroying infrastructure, livelihoods, and causing at least 50,000 deaths.
Yeah.
So before we come to all these new histories, the damage has been caused. Yeah. It has been caused as a result of, we keep on saying, go to the TIC report. Yeah. Some of the things, sadly, then they happen now, but many of the young generation are able to situate them because of skewed narration being given, and that's why the media, for be realistic with the history, and be frank enough, and forget civil society and think tanks, making sure that some of these histories are kept.
No, we can't to that part today. But let's go back to the economic destruction of the war and the economic cost of the war. We see how much this war take this whole nation back. I mean, it cost we a lot of money. We in fact the pinnacle of it was, January 6, 1999, when we woke up to gunshots.
Freetown
felt the brunt, of the war. When the people tell me now they don't come, they don't do anything. They say now you get spies, they walk, understand all side, they come them because with that and now the government don't try for get forces and different forces and regional forces to fight the war. We saw what happened, January 6, 1999.
There are several operation No Living Thing, Operation Pay Yourself.
Exactly.
And there was this other one, which was the one of the burning of the houses.
Yes.
There are several,
we witnessed massive destruction. Houses were burnt down. Women were raped. People in hand then cut man their hand cut, picking their hand then and foot them. They amputate, picking them.
Yeah, but there's an history about Kotan. Quickly, I just explain. The history about the Kotan was that the resistance against democracy, that democracy was an evil thing, and because people get hand for vote. This was around the 96 era.
96 era. Exactly.
I mean, because
that's
people
exactly why it started.
It was as a result of, that's why when you do framing and priming in media or political communication, you must be very careful. Yeah. Because it has a bounce back effect. Yeah. The Kotan was as a result of a bounce back effect of miscommunication or disinformation or misconstruction of information. It was basically your vote is in your hand. Yeah. Because of you.
Exactly.
Of course, you give us a thumbprint.
So that's how.
So the rebel they use them as a war tactics. Yeah. That now because you get hand,
make you go vote.
Not because they're not doing they're not doing out of senselessness. They did it with a deliberate message that we are against this so-called democracy, and USA you venture for democracy. We're ready for now. You get and make you the vote. Yeah. So you see how brutality and barbarism, how it take ideological effect quickly. Yeah. From simple message by James Jonah and the electoral team by then. They say, okay.
This is exactly.
So if these people were senseless, how we are able to divert and convert that message to put it into dreadful actions?
And look at what he do to our country. Look at what we see. I mean, the destruction was so massive that the United Nations began to declare Sierra Leone a failed state.
Yeah, the poorest.
Yeah,
also.
I mean, once you become a failed state, it means basically you don't get any institution for uphold any form of governance. You can't rule yourself. These are the states where where other countries they can actually take over you. That was exactly where we were. And
it was exhibited because we had executive outcome. Yeah. We had sandlines.
Yes.
We had mercenaries. Who fought the war.
Yeah.
Under the category of foreign influence.
Yes.
And these mercenaries, we had contracts, some of them are undisclosed, that we are still paying as a nation.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Some of them, we are still paying them. Based on some of these contracts entered into bringing mercenaries either from Ukraine or Russia. So that make like you see Ukraine and Russia back. If we look at history, Ukraine You know, now the rain, now that rain will beat us. We make sugar cane sweet tiny mix them so. They also contributed negatively to the war by selling arms to factions, including the Russians, including the British and the South Africans, Burkinabes and the Libyans.
Let me not forget, say, you know, of course, it's clear, the Cold War will just not end.
Yeah.
And Russia and the US, they get a weapon. Yeah. They be hopeful fight another war, you know, like World War III. And after all that Cold War, they end with the Berlin Wall, when they broke the Berlin Wall, kind of like mark the significant, like it was a significance, like event where make the Cold War end. All that weapon, they're waiting for the time. They don't be get nothing for them. They don't be no waiting for the time. So they may need places for send those weapons. So that was how the US, Russia, Ukraine, they sell those weapons now to win ISO for can kill.
Interesting you use the word sell.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the history and figures from the war,
we use diamond.
Arms sales was in transaction of minerals.
Yes, we use diamond.
Giving concession, not only giving the diamond, but giving concession.
Yes,
to some mercenaries
and
companies.
Yeah.
And some of these were rogue multinational companies using shell functionalities to have influence, whether in South Africa, or in Ukraine, or Russia, or in
United
London,
States,
or even the US.
The US, of course.
So I mean, it's important that we understand that some of them people are so whether they can say they can help we for feds, also for free,
no.
or whether they can give we aid, also for free.
Yeah.
There is also a back end to that story.
Of course.
So it's important for let the young generation understand that.
Yeah.
And that way it's man that way they can make like for say the holy soul. Then say the anthem they pan.
Yeah.
I mean, go and watch Blood Diamond.
Yeah, Blood Diamonds clearly tell the story.
Blood Diamond clearly tell you that.
Tell the story, yeah.
All them jewelries when you see them big artists there.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look at history, the thing that big diamond when the king gets on her head, and South Africa then go pull out.
I remember a quote from
the
movie where Leonardo DiCaprio say over here is over there is bling bling. Say over here is bling blang. Yeah. And a lot of people were dying, you know, and you know because of the able to actually give concession to some of these companies for mine. And why it's separate, they mine, you know, the diamonds and then they go sell them.
So-called democratic
Imagine,
also.
they were buying, Europeans were buying our diamonds, knowing that those diamonds came from, you know, areas that was like Wardy. They don't care.
At undervalue.
Yes,
undervalue.
Because
before the war, the mining sector was contributing one of the highest.
Yeah, and the reason why we need for really bring all this to the table, now for make people understand, see, in war, you know they benefit anything.
Nobody wins.
You are actually suffering whilst the one that way they call the shot, the pipers, then they enjoy.
Yeah, arm dealers.
Yeah, they relax, then they enjoy. They're making money off of your head. Yeah. So if I make people know about all of these things now, so they understand, say, war is never the answer to
and they come on vogue.
Any issue.
Where any young man or young woman, they come up under 20s or under 30s for member, this is not the hard reality. Me, I don't live her. If some man not die, some man not the better. From Ebola reports, international reports on auditing on Ebola funds show say people abroad and in their countries benefited while people were dying.
Absolutely.
From Washington to London to elsewhere in Africa.
Absolutely.
So it left so if I ask you have over there among the one that already die, follow the other one and better, or the one that better, follow the other one and die. But you have a moral compass also. To ask yourself what best serves society. You want better, other people then suffer. That not make you still better.
No.
Because if you look at the history of the war, many people then say, they sell diamond, the Lebanese. But at the end of the day, when they work at us, one of the biggest targets were the Lebanese, who felt that they had control over the mineral resources, get the big companies, to do all the import and export. So it's a lesson that yes, people are benefiting from others suffering. But what is our moral role? Is to avert those suffering. So,
my next question. Are we seeing signals in signs?
Of course. With waste, corruption, youth marginalization, institutional collapse as a result of undue political influence. So the pointers are there, and it's called early warning signs. There are institutions in Africa and the world that are gauging opinions on early warning signs, the threats to peace and security and governance and democracy. So
this person don't call just bear with me, picking call, please. Okay. Oh, call again, please. Please call a call again. I think we lost your call. Please call again. Sorry, Melvin. Yes, go on.
So I mean, it's quite important for some of those facts also for be quite established in Putin.
So we are actually seeing those signs.
Of course, and political tension also.
Yeah, I mean,
They all team begin.
Between
APC, SLPP, coup versus coup.
And I like how we start the conversation. It sets the tone for Usai actually with the council now. Like I say, we're still seeing the signs. We're still seeing the deep political polarization. We're still seeing political parties trying to muzzle each other. We're still seeing,
abuse of human rights.
Yes, state capture.
Yes.
We're still seeing that.
Corruption is life.
Okay, let me answer this caller. Hello, caller. Good evening. You call on the Talk to M show. My name is Namulku. What is your name?
Good evening, Happy.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Melvin. Concerned citizen, Greatland.
Thank you, concerned citizen. Yes.
Yeah, talking about this war, or what we go through in this country, I mean, first and foremost, the group were responsible for that Melvin talk. The leader of that PANAF group was Abu Mansaray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was inside, I think by Dundas Fleet by then. Because fortunately, when anything is that, when they were at college, when in the secondary school, when
is Rashid Mansaray. The other was, you're talking about Abu Kanu.
Yeah.
Abu Kanu na him in the Frabe College and the Future Shock.
Yeah, no, Abu Mansaray just said in the
No, it's Rashid Mansaray. I don't know if that the same person with the talk, but yes, go ahead.
Of course, all man is in a police and court.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The document for the whole group, I am in the leader. So when they catch we don't succeed, we don't kill police and court.
Okay.
That was the Abu Mansari.
Yes.
I know at least them on that panel on stationery.
Yes.
They for paper in the camp,
Wow.
But maybe they had works by then.
Yeah.
Then try to recruit tweet from school. But me not mean tweet meaning more there on the social activity.
Yeah.
That's why they take start that thing.
Thank you so much.
You
Thank you.
know, but me problem, Melvin and all waiting we go through this war. That's bad governance.
Yeah.
Just like what you can do for the Tanko. What is Tanko now? Sort of. And they're trying to get against some people in our government to buy them Twitter and they snap the military everything.
Yeah.
You see, all them people and they go through.
Yeah.
People there, you see, and all not through bad governance.
Yeah.
But okay, government care for what? Now the people and they say government people and all that nothing out of this.
Consensus. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much for your
thank
contribution.
you. God bless you.
Right, yes. I mean, clearly, just
awesome. I think that's a very good one. Just to corroborate. That was in the 87, 88.
Yeah.
And it's so good. People and they will leave the East Key. I'm so shocked that they say if they ever do with stationary.
Exactly.
You see, some of them think they are alive, and then people also I think say we need them insight in that kind of shows. Like, thank you so much, concerned citizen. You know, want somebody way.
Okay.
So
one more caller, and then we go continue the conversation.
Epic Radio.
Yes, na Epic Radio.
Donald Mulko.
Yeah, what name, sir?
Melvin T from Locum Sama.
Okay, yes, sir.
If I don't scout for that logo, inshallah, people are conscious. Yeah, I don't know about the war. Because the war now, you can't live with that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I know, not true. We go play next week. We go play next week. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, because people are willing to can mostly not stronger more than we go. Then freedom fight for them.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. But, he said something serious. It's freedom fighters. That's how they call themselves. At the time, freedom fighters. And the reason why, I want to make it clear again, the reason why we bring this conversation up now, because I know it will open up some wounds.
Yes, of course.
It will, because some people don't compartmentalize, the pain, the trauma, which they go through, right? But I will tell you, these are the conversations that we need to have.
Sure.
If we don't hold in conversations and have frank conversations like this, I am telling you, we are slowly slumping into the same thing, and we need for really educate the young one the way they come, exactly how things were, waiting caused the war, so that we don't ever get into that kind of position again, as a country, as a nation. Quick one, from your own perspective, why you feel say important? Well, I just don't start the conversation. Why you feel say important for let this generation, let them understand, waiting caused the war and why we're not for plunge into that kind of situation now that we are seeing the signs.
First thing, I follow understand the times.
Yeah.
If you understand what caused the war and the recommendations for Avatam in the TRC report, we make you go understand whether wait till the talk say we have threats to the peace and there might be slippages if we don't address those issues. Yeah. You should be convinced and convicted that the way we country they go so based on what I get from the war, are born or not born before that 10 days to Europe had their wars, but their kids then talk about the wars 300, 400, 500 years war. Yeah. So it's not bad to talk about the war, but you should have the right narration. So secondly, they should have the all side story to the war. Yeah. If you can get a story, you say no more.
Once exactly.
Na APC then carry to war, or na SLP then beginner, or na RUF, you don't miss out. You must have all sides to the story. Because the way you get all sides to the story, you're able to form an informed, independent opinion. Yeah. But if you can't get the RUF narration, or the SLP narration, or the APC narration, or let me generally say political narration, you might miss it out. And that's the role of the academics also,
of course,
for doing independent research and make sure that students then go the extra mile for understand that some of these things get buried into the past, and if they're not addressed, the chances for letting them repeat themselves, then they're great.
Perfect segue into the next question. My next question: how can we keep, this conversation alive? How are we failing this generation? Because honestly, when you really I feel too much awareness and knowledge about the past, the 11 years, who fets and this country, the destruction we cause. I know they feel them, I know they see them, I don't know, for some reason. Even January 18th is not recognized in this country. January 18th, 2002, Pakaba declared, said the war done. We don't recognize them. Melvin, we celebrate June 16 at this country. June 16, every year we celebrate in our schools. And then we know they even celebrate these dates, 23rd of March,
I think
18th January. What is happening to us as
I think kudos should be given to Mother Bio's administration for recognizing National Day of Peace and Cohesion recently. Okay. That's a step in the right direction. Oh, mind you, this is a recommendation.
Of course, in the TRC, yes.
So it took us, I think, how many years?
Yeah.
Decades for it to be implemented. So that is a fine step. But the substance of the occasion, the substance of what the government is now piloting as an occasion should be a process.
Yes.
Talking about reparation for the victims of the war, war wounded. Yeah. Talking about implementation of the TRC recommendations. Talking about progress on some of the other sectors. Yeah. Talking about constitutional review process. So all of these things are contextual, but they have got background in what caused the war and how it should be overcome. And if efforts have not been made sufficiently, we might see, like I said, a reversal. So for me, what should be done, it begins first with the individual. Yeah. You forget the interest for one for no. Yeah. Waiting caused the war. Yeah. And how waiting the happen today being relates to the war. Yeah. Now two way. Yeah. Waiting the happen today and waiting the happen today where relates to today. Yeah. And waiting the happen today where relates to today. Yeah. That's the first thing. Yeah. But the states also got a duty for make sure that there is awareness. In Rwanda, there is a national day for remember the victims of genocide.
Yes, in 1994, of course.
In Sierra Leone, we don't get to now, but waiting at the elements
it has
attached.
To go beyond.
So it must be substantial.
Has to go beyond this.
So that's another aspect. Again, then I think also academic institutions. Yeah. If God give me long life for everybody, Mulko, I always tell you, I love for spend me latter part of my life in the classroom for impart knowledge because. For me, at my age, I want to say I don't buy, I don't sell. At my age, I'm fortunate. Yeah. I mean, about a family. Yeah. I can personally say some things I set for myself, I have achieved them at my age. But it's not about me anymore. It's about the next generation. Yeah. I'm fortunate to have 3 boys. Yeah. And I'm mentoring a lot of other boys and girls. But it goes beyond that. Yeah. How many people are dedicated? Yeah. The last time I took one academic can radio for social media challenge go on radio and ultimately say no listen the full program and I want calling him and this guy is doing very well in so called well. But for me, if education is not tailored to contemporary times, if you go get dissertation topic their way outdated, out fashion and all that, the knowledge base is outdated also. Though it gets more than paper, but in it now all idea daddy.
I think we're going too fast. History should be taught across the board from primary school.
Yeah, but the problem with the history goes back to the academic institution. Our history, 80% of our history, God bless Professor Joy Ede Ali, is written by non-Sierra Leoneans.
I agree with you. So that
we've not been able to adequately, and that's why people like Professor Joy Ede Ali and others must have young people who have the appetite.
Where they go like mentor.
Because them parents never will give you money. But if you ever yes. You know, me, I get people I admire. As my age, still I admire people like Abbas Mundu.
Yeah, of course.
They don't say me I know interact, but
of course.
I get a lot of works the way you do, work cover in a parliament, which sometimes I can go read. So you don't forget, young man, you don't forget what old pa, where you admire.
Of course.
Then, old pa self, if you get what young man, where you for inspire.
You inspire. Where you look at it and say, you are going
Let
to
me
be
inspire. If now money I put inspire you, if now connection I give you, if now knowledge I give you. It should be a vice versa thing. So, what can you say young man say, maybe I don't get bravo.
1 minute, this person called me. I just answered this call. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Come on to.
Yeah.
After I mean, I'm not going to give up.
Okay. 97%. All right, that's right. Yeah, so sorry, Melvin.
Yeah. So I think mentor relationship is needed. Young people are ready for land, but again on the subject, academic institutions for come up on this Bretton Woods style of education.
Yes, let's teach this.
Let me teach things them where they in with context.
Exactly. What thing apply to it.
Let we teach things them where they solve with problems. Now make Ghana don't beat we.
Yeah.
Ghana use Okana Salon for can educate. Why? Because Sierra Leone education was impactful. I'm not saying not giving a lot of impact, but the state of Sierra Leone is a question mark on the intellectual community in Sierra Leone. Ask yourself with the book, all the so-called bookman that we will get, why we country for this so. And if you listen to the ordinary man in the street, they say, this country problem and a bookman and don't cause that.
Of course.
Although we not do any empirical survey, but the bottom line is the bookman and then a decision making table.
It tells you the deep distrust between the academics. And the reason why that distrust is there, because the one day when the academics don't prove to the other one and they say, oh, because you not reach me status, I can do what I want to do, and I get away with it.
Culture of impunity.
And that's exactly what we're
intellectual
saying.
impunity.
Yes, intellectual impunity.
But not Sabinati left there.
You look at what they do all the time to the constitution of this country. They take do what they want.
And these are intellectuals.
Yes,
intellectuals.
Exactly. Yeah. They make these decisions. And so if the one way not go school, it create distrust.
So for me, advice to a young man, not to anyone and you, even at university or colleges, if you say, you should challenge some of these things. But unfortunately, in Sierra Leone education system, you never mind challenge your lecturer.
Yeah, of course.
You never mind.
Yeah, you feel.
Your academic career done.
You feel.
But we should have that opportunity. We are in students, they're not to disrespectfully able to challenge in arguments, in writing, some of the old-fashioned thoughts to contemporary times.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're going to get advanced lecturers. They will get boku. One of which the mass communication department, you get this guy.
Brilliant minds.
Doctor, he's not a lawyer. He's a very modern tutor, I would say, because he blends academia with realities of the game. I missed this guy's name.
Just a second. Hello?
Francis Soa.
Okay, Mr. Soa. Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Caller, do you hear me? Hello? Okay, I'm the caller. Yeah.
I mean, if you get people like Francis Soa, I mean, he's not only teaching at Frabe College, but he did at MRCG. He puts hands on. And that is the gap between academia and reality. Most of we lecturer them prefer in abstract education than real time. And if you look at advanced countries, the education is innovation. Whereas now we talk about innovation, and innovation is part of education.
I mean, we round up now because I time not a bit with this person don't call past 1 million times. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Commander Jibo on the line.
Commander Jibo, welcome on the show.
And I think say our responsibility as Sierra Leone. Now in Melvin they do you. Melvin they doing your own, Commander Jibo they doing your Waterloo.
Yes, sir.
A very important, let be collective responsibility. Let we all come, mostly the young people, for educate and sensitize how this school will come about. It's very serious. I'm telling you, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not only for Melvin. Me the first weapon na Gundubo, I know the war. I challenge anybody, believe you me, I know the war. That's why some of we take the tax, no matter people like you look at this one, they talk on the radio. But it better way they talk something when a positive things.
Yeah.
So me they call all the people the way they experience about this war and what it caused the war. Yeah, we take the responsibility that rather than for look anybody, don't educate the young people.
Thank you so much, Commander Jibo.
Let
Thank
them
you.
stand from themselves from violence.
Yes, sir.
For say Bobo you brother. And anyway,
Thank you.
I guess nothing, but let me drop the line. Me na Dr. Alhaji Commander Jibo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. You didn't do? Yeah, I mean,
very important.
I see you agree to with you.
Very important that you will get the experience. So then call us them. That might be talking about that stationary.
Yeah.
For let them add voice.
Exactly.
Other side and get war veterans.
Yes. Yes.
You don't get the experience.
Yes.
You get a duty for share your experience.
I don't know if we even get one memoriam, like, you know.
We get war grave.
War grave, but
I mean the publicity and the visibility is the problem.
Yeah. And it's very important that we have these things. Because then they remind we of USA we don't ever want to forget. And they remind we of the experiences we don't ever want to forget.
Yeah.
They remind we of the place where we be there, we're so dark, where 30 days we're not able to get out of. Yeah. You know, we are still stuck. You know, trying to get out of this whole quagmire because of the war. Yeah. So it's very important that we as the citizens, right, now we have responsibility for keep the conversations going. I mean, I don't see any reason for let we get June 16 and keep picking it away and celebrate June 16 where African are close to getting pass. I do not understand the whole concept behind it. I did it when I was younger. Now I don't understand them. Let we begin celebrating.
We are supporting anti-apartheid in South Africa, but we are living under apartheid in our own countries.
I mean, we get a lot. Let we begin celebrating.
It's a mismatch of history. I agree with you.
January 18 supposed to be that day. Yeah. January 6 was supposed to be that day. Supposed to be picking and we forget videos. We forget cry free time for the play. Yeah.
The civic education curriculum
should be tailored. You know, for speak to them things and they're supposed for they go to schools them, go talk about those things to them picking and let them understand the history. They will learn. Say this is a place we don't ever want to go. Because when they see them, they see the destruction it caused, they see the effects of them. I mean, there are people living with those effects today. There are people who they don't try to compartmentalize the pain with the war cause, but still not able. Somebody current status now a direct result of the war, right? And most people will be there alive today. The war affects you one way or the other.
Someone is in the market today because of the war.
Because of the war.
Someone deformed today because of the war.
Yes, someone mentally.
Someone will achieve in dream because of the war.
Exactly.
You know,
and these people in need for come out and start talking about it.
Of course, because some people are living with it.
They are living it every single day.
And sadly, many people pretend like for say we never fought a war.
That's the thing.
And if you are radical to and say, hey, this is the thing. You know,
it's a thing.
It's better to judge than to war. That's Winston Churchill.
Yes. I mean, Melvin, we don't scatter this topic. Thank you so much for being,
it's a pleasure.
A part of the show today for really open up this topic. I see some comments on Facebook. That boss will be the type of member they call her Lomatos boss. Somebody to say Meika.
Lomatos. Yes. That's it, Lomatos. Thank you very much. You see, this is the beauty. If you never be bringing this topic.
Yes.
Mrs. Everybody forget the history.
Exactly.
Lomatos.
Yeah, and
that's it. I know what the
actually part of we history. Somebody be the watch from Sierra Leone. You know, I'm sure we talk about Rutile and then a gentleman. Why are you trying to open an old wound this night? Victor Foley asked a question.
Yeah.
See, this
we're opening an old wound.
No.
If the wound gets penda, if they won't get tumbu inside, it
Yes.
make on top like it all well.
Yes.
You don't go open and like pull it tumbu, like pull that dirty black blood, say the red clean blood come out.
Absolutely.
This is fear of reality.
Yes.
And we don't need this.
Yes. I mean,
Set in a good time suffer from bad road because of the war.
Today.
And you say we open old wounds.
Today.
And you want to blame APC, SMBP, or you need to understand the context.
Yeah.
Nobody know how for open old wounds.
No.
But if you don't open old wound, when penda we not well fine.
You don't
That
go
penda
heal.
they turn to something we go cut that side.
You know,
that
Charlemagne K always say you can't heal what you don't reveal.
Oh, of course.
Right? If you don't reveal some of them things there and talk about them things there, you can't heal them. You cannot. There's no way. You know, somebody says, somebody they say no matter how educated Fodesanko was, it still doesn't change the fact that he lacks empathy for humanity, and he would always be a devil in the minds of every Sierra Leonean. Every Sierra Leonean, I have a question. Because
What
the
about the
Sierra Leonean-
RUF people that support
Exactly.
her?
However, we know they
Nobody's idolizing
idolizing
Fodesanko.
Fodesanko, but we just they point out the
But
fact.
something nothing make team be.
Yes, so they point out the
You
fact
like it or not?
that he was a strong man,
You
he
can
was
say his
intelligent,
reason was not
he had an
justified or
ideology.
not.
Yes, and that is what we have to be careful of.
Yeah,
Because
underrating other people's
exactly
disagreement.
Exactly.
Now, anything they make for the Sanko go na bush.
Exactly.
Say, but na cameraman logo lock out.
Exactly.
Because you see, no who talk.
Yeah, you
Bully the
underrate
man.
him, you
You
underrate
underrate the
him.
man.
But you don't know the power they behind him, you know the support they behind him. That's it. So we for stop for think this way and always look both sides of the story
think so.
and look and analyze things, intelligently, academically. So you
Rationally, objectively.
yeah,
Yeah,
objectively.
yeah.
So you're able to understand this person in your perspective plus your perspective. That's why you tell a story from both sides.
And the danger there is, if you want to tell a one-sided history, you skewed history.
You skew it.
And once you
Yep.
skew history, you've already you don't erase the future.
Yep.
It's a tactics also.
Yep, of
So
course.
some of us we cannot bow to that. So you can call us name, it's your right, but we
right.
also believe that.
I will call this
this
last. I will take this last call and then we will wrap up the show for tonight. Yes. Welcome, caller. What name? Where the call from? Yeah. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, how do you do?
Not bad, sir. What did you contribution
Hey,
to the show?
I'm glad this caller, Mr. Melvin, don't pass. 1 year and I get to forum here. How do you go?
Fine. Okay. You know here today.
This na Concord Mara they talk.
Okay.
This what you na they talk so we na Sanji Musa all we now village Congo Bendu na they all we didn't do what them go attack na they all we. Who people who in the court and tell us in the right that they go to Pakaba. Now I vote for them. I remember them say they now I don't fit here now. Now I don't fit here now. So then tell the way they all we na them say una small only big kill now. We go join na the war, we give na the gun, the pay una all the effect for if you die, if you die, we now also die. That's what they do it. So one thing I will talk about in the country where this is a ex-combatant at the camp. Helicopter 9 out with feet from Kono, helicopter out in a because Okana Maki, Naisha is saying, no, no, it's a myth. We don't have that. Now it's on the Kono Park, I put some helicopter out. You see, this warrior, which like the problem is political party. One great we talk, one great was name is Melvin, then two parties are responsible country. So one. Because one, if you think about this warrior, okay, after that, then what kind of there were experience now, we talk about the rules. We talk about the rules, what we first said, and for kind of after that, our exam. If the SLPP lost the election, you know, the IFA can this political side. And nothing was said, they're not going to do them bad. They do them bad, so they might then be the control, not the fact in the country. Nothing was said, they, other side, no. But the way AP is on the political side, it is so worrying me. That's the one is not the thing. I say, why? Because would they aware that they lost power? Would they be happy? Not what they said, not for them all. What's not okay. But Boku go out. Boku go out. So you see, you know, let them minimize. I'll come there.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. I mean, these are the kind of conversations before they get and elevate to the conversation. Thank you so much, Melvin. I really appreciate, and I hopefully we figure out ways and means for really elevate this conversation. Perhaps take it to universities. See how best we can have sessions, open sessions. Let we show people videos, pictures. And
let them also challenge with their own facts.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
For me, I like to be challenged.
Exactly.
And Mr.
Exactly.
Maga, you point out that I'm not saying not to APC SLPP. If you maybe not listen quick, I do the pre-history of how political tension caused the war.
Yes.
So you cannot absorb APC as SLPP.
No.
And sit in and feel
I didn't
so
feel
I agree with you,
Yeah.
and definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think we need to cascade this not only to the classrooms,
Yeah.
but to attire basis.
Of course.
Ghetto, so of course,
course.
me, I get passion for the ghetto
Yeah,
youth,
yeah, yeah.
and me motto for the youth man in a ghetto.
I
Also
agree.
because you didn't get something to say ghetto, they
No,
inside
no,
you.
no,
You can
no,
move
no,
more than that.
no,
So I think yes, moving forward, this has been.
Thank you.
When the people then call me,
Yeah.
for me, I'm gonna sleep well
Yeah,
because
I
I
know.
know that we touch lives.
Yeah.
To say that now APC the over tens,
Yeah.
I want for counter by saying that maybe now SLPP self,
Yeah.
they do some things them where they push them because I mean why? Not it's the cause starts.
Yep. Anyway, thank you so much, Melvin, for being a part of the show today. I really appreciate that we have these conversations, and we will continue to elevate these conversations every time we get time. Ifambul and I will do the cutting down on the show. Today was, I know get me usual segments, of course, time don't beat me. But next week I will get me the junior segment, and I will show you a picture of Coindu Town because I want to make you see Coindu, from my own eyes, and you see exactly what they talk about. So thank you for being a part of the show, and join me again next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. as we will continue the conversation. Perhaps I will bring somebody else. We will come and talk about its experience, and also see what we can do, what plans we can put together, for really elevate the conversation and make sure every corner, nook and cranny of this country, they story, they understand, and we find a reason not forever plunge into a similar situation. We look for ways, avoid such kind disaster. Being your host, Mulku Sulaiman Bangura. Until next week, have a good night.
One way we did, people go come inside you live. Some